you guys know what is soil liquefaction? It is the phenomenon in which the stiffness and the strength of the soil are lost under the action of earthquake force due to the rapid loading conditions. Soil liquefaction occurs in fully saturated soil. The soil in normal condition is closely packed to each other. The soil particles are closely packed due to the contact forces of each particle. This tight packing contributes to the soil strength. When the soil is in the saturated condition, the pores in the soil are fully filled with water. These water molecules present in the soil exerts pressure on the neighboring particles. The water pressure exerted becomes high enough to counteract the gravitational pull on the soil particles. As we can see, in your right, you can see the soil particles present in the unexcited state. The blue column in the right shows the magnitude of the pore water pressure in the soil sample. Okay, the second picture shows the forces that are created before the soil particles during the interaction. That's all from me. Thank you.
The next one is I will explain what is already be explained. The figure 2 shows the soil condition at an elevated water pressure. Here, the soil is said to be in a completely saturated condition where the increases water pressure make the soil grain to float as in figure 2. This floating activity decreases the interactions between the soil grain. This promotes the properties of liquefaction. Then the occurrence of liquefaction is the result of rapid load application and breakdown of the loose saturated sand and loosely packed individual soil particles. Under the actions of earthquake force of rapid loading conditions, there is no time to completely squeeze out the pore water within the soil. Instead of being squeezed out, the soil particles are prevented from moving close to each other. This increases the water pressure within the soil system. This water pressure created in very high compared to contact forces within the soil particles. This softens and weakens the soil deposits. Other than earthquake and large load actions, the liquefaction of soil can be happen due to constructions practice like the blasting, vibroflotations, and dynamic compaction.
Alright, hello, and I will be explaining about liquefaction phenomenon. Liquefaction phenomenon can result in many effects in the soils and structure. The first one is sand boiling. When liquefaction occurs below the surface that is fully compacted, the water pressure below the surface makes the water to break out like a bubble. This comes out as a boiling water, and it is called sand boiling. The second one is damage of offshore structure. Liquefaction is common in soil that is submerged. This condition causes huge damage to the bridge of construction structures supporting submerged soil deposit.
Liquefaction phenomenon can result in many effects in the soil and the structure. First thing first, failure of dams and retaining walls. The soil supporting dams and retaining walls undergoes liquefaction, which results in a collapse of the structure. As the structure loses the ability to control the huge water, it further results in floods that are uncontrollable. Next is surface landslide. The failure of water carrying bodies can result in the surface landslide. Last but not least, failure of structure under earthquake. Liquefaction followed by earthquake force make the structure lose its stability. They can either split or lean, bringing complete collapse of the structure. Past earthquake records have shown a huge failure of building structure due to the liquefaction. These hazards do not provide enough time for evacuation, that is result in a huge loss of life and property. Thank you.
Okay, hello guys. So, after liquefaction, the soil no longer behave as an inactive grid of particle. The strength and the stiffness of the liquefied soil are significantly decreased, often resulting a variety of structural failure. Hence, liquefied ground so is no longer considered stable and fit for construction of structure. It has no ability to take even its self-weight nor weight of structure above. The building structure construct over such a deposit type lean and fall as shown in figure here. Hence, it is very necessary to know the importance of the study of liquefaction so that adequate precaution to take before construction. Understanding the liquefaction chance of the soil helps to decide the treatment method is to be chosen to make soil liquefaction free. This hence help to have stronger and safer construction of the structure.
Hello guys, so there are three methods of reducing liquefaction hazards. The first method is by avoiding liquefaction susceptible soils. Construction on liquefaction susceptible soil is to be avoided. It is required to characterize the soil at a particular building site according to the various criteria available to determine the liquefaction potential of the soil in a site. The second method is to build liquefaction resistant structures. In certain situations, the construction of a land which shows the chances of liquefaction are not available. Hence, foundation structures constructed must be designed such a way to resist the effects of liquefaction. The major reason for constructing structures over liquefiable soil are space restriction, favorable conditions, and other reasons. The last method is to improve the soil. This involves mitigation of the liquefaction hazard by improving the strength, density, and drainage characteristic of the soil. This can be done using a variety of soil improvement techniques. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Keluar. Dah sampai cakap tu.